Ghost in the Shell, the current standard for high-tech anime filmmaking, was created here at Production IG in Tokyo. Today, a team of artists and technicians are hard at work on the company's latest project, the political thriller Jinro.
Ghost in the Shell takes place 30 years in the future, and Jinro takes place 30 years in the past. But they have one thing in common. Despite the fantastic stories, they both have very realistic characters.
The story for Jinro is by Ghost in the Shell director Mamoru Oshii, but character designer Hiroyuki Okiura has taken over the director's chair for the first time.
It's always fun to make a movie, but now things have changed. I'm a director now, so I have more control over the characters and the story and how they work together.
Okiura himself does all of the storyboards for the film. These are then transferred to clear acetate cells with a tracing machine. A team of artists then paint the cells by hand at Production IG's ink and paint studio. The completed cells are then examined and corrected by a color checker.
Color consistency is one of the most important things that you have to pay attention to when you're doing CG or cell animation, because if you don't pay attention to it and the color shifts, you'll see your animation go from being, in a sense, in one environment to a totally different environment, or an environment that's very jarring to the eye. You want to keep continuity.
Meanwhile, art director Hiromasa Ogura and a talented team of fine artists paint the richly colored backgrounds for the scenes.
I have a conversation with the director to see what he wants, and then I start drawing. I get my images from looking at photos given to me by the director, as well as some of my favorite photo books, and I study the different colors and shades of skies and clouds.
As the work is completed, the director can view a rough cut in which storyboards and pencil tests stand in for unfinished shots.
What typically happens is you have storyboards that are part of the animation that allows you to imagine what's happening in a certain sequence, combined with wireframe or pencil tests, which show outlines of things moving but don't show the color and the volume, and you have to use your imagination to tie it together.
Production IG is also at work on the vampire thriller Blood. For this film, director Hiroyuki Kitakubo is adding computer-generated characters to hand-drawn backgrounds. This is difficult because computer animation, seen here in the American film Ants, looks entirely different from traditional cell animation.
Don't you want your 8-bit beer?
Call me crazy, but I have a thing about drinking from the caboose of another creature.
Suit yourself.
Cell animation is basically a two-dimensional pictures that during the movement you get a sense of them being three-dimensional. But with computer animation you actually get all the shading, all the details of a real object would give you.
Until now, backgrounds and characters appeared to be two different layers, but using this new computer filming system, I was able to composite them well so they appear on the screen as one naturally blended image.
Despite all the new computer technologies, hand-drawn animation is still very crucial to our productions. The computer is just another tool which helps creators bring out their best images.
Amazingly, productions like these are completed with budgets a fraction of those of their American counterparts. Yet the filmmakers still manage to include dynamic animation and groundbreaking special effects.
There's a lower budget, significantly lower. If you have a Disney film, for instance, it's going to cost you $40 million, whereas Ghost in the Shell was $4 million. So there's a huge cost difference.
Stiff competition may require the anime filmmakers to keep their budgets low, but they still manage to create imagery that is every bit as captivating as their American counterparts. That may be the greatest special effect of all.
I'm Purotis from Record of Lotus War. I'm a dark elf.
As more and more anime makes it to America, the fan base continues to grow. Here at the annual Anime Expo in Anaheim, California, dedicated fans from all over the world have gathered to celebrate their favorite characters and shows.
The fandom has changed so much, just not only in like the past 5 years, in the past 1 year. It had been so cultish and so unique and so specialized, and you really had to know somebody in order to see this stuff. It's almost like you had to have the secret handshake. You had to study Japanese, you had to belong to a fan club, you had to know somebody. But now you can just turn on the TV and see it.
Welcome to the Sci-Fi Channel's Anime Film Festival. Groovy.
Anime airs every Saturday morning on the Sci-Fi Channel. And the genre has become so popular that films such as The Princess Mononoke, Ghost in the Shell, and Vampire Hunter D are opening in theaters.
I think the reason American people watch anime is because it's animation. If they were Japanese characters, they might not be as interested. But animation does not have a nationality. It's animation.
Anime is already hitting the mainstream at the moment, so it's already becoming a little bit trendy.
Ready, set, go!
You got companies like Disney jumping on the market. I see anime in 1999 being a pretty hot property.
You okay back there?
Fine. This is good news for the anime filmmakers. Soon, the rest of the world will get to enjoy their vibrant stories and dazzling visual styles.
You need to make something different each and every time. If you go after a trend, in a year or two, when the production is done and you are ready to show it to an audience, it's going to be out of fashion.
I'm hopeful that in the future there will be a lot more American animations that are made along the lines of Japanese animation, where the story content is more adult and where the animation is much more radical.
With a new wave of innovative films in production and box office hits slated to make their way overseas, anime appears ready to take America by storm. Thanks to these visionary filmmakers, the anime invasion is only beginning.
Catch a double feature of high-tech duplication with The Clone Master, followed by the Sci-Fi Channel original movie Johnny 2.0. The adventure begins today at 5 p.m. Eastern. Now, Mantis.